What is going on, everyone? Mark here for another video, and if you haven't seen my channel before, this is Fernandez Finds Adventure, and it's all about just doing different stuff to cars, motorbikes, and then using them to find some adventure. So let's get into today's video. We are talking about, and we're actually doing a rear setup in my cab of my D22 Nissan Navara. So I've got a dual cab ute, and in where the back two seats are, they actually going to be removed, and I'm going to be putting in a lithium battery setup, a budget lithium battery setup. I'm not sure if people would be expecting to hear those two words in the same sentence. So I'm going to be trying to do my best, keeping everything low budget DIY, and that's a goal for today. And for this build, it's kind of like the second part of the build, really. Now, the whole thing is not going to be done in one video. I'm telling you that right now. This is a big job. My plan is to get the solar panel mounted today, with all the mounts, brackets and stuff ready to go, wires all ready to be put into the cabin, and also to get those rear seats out so I can see how much space I have. And if I want to keep the rear seats, that is still an option at this point. I'm not too sure if I want to take all the seats out and leave it that way and make a little bit of a setup, but maybe I might just want to leave the seats in there and work around that, but we'll see. So first step is let's get the rear seats out and see how much space we have to work with. I decided to remove all of the seats to see how much extra room I would gain. Removing the seats added a lot of usable space from front to back. Also, there will be extra space where the bottom part of the seat was, which will allow for some extra storage for small items. After considering the extra space I would gain, I decided to remove the seats, and I'll be installing a flat top, which will be approximately 80 centimeters by 120 centimeters, giving me plenty of room for my battery and fridge, with a small area that Ginger can rest on day trips where she will be safe. Removing the seats was a much easier task than I had expected, as it was just a matter of removing 6 bolts and pulling the seats out. One thing I was very mindful of during the rear removal process was labeling all of the seatbelt buckles and putting all of the bolts from the rear into Ziploc bags and labeling them too. I don't know how long I'll have the Navara for, so I don't want to be stuck trying to sell a ute that is missing all of the seats and hardware and all the little bits and pieces. It also gives me the option to put the rear seats back if I want to move all the electrics into the canopy, or maybe into a new canopy that I might get later on. The stock jack equipment was removed, as this will be replaced with a different jack system in the future. Once everything from the rear had been removed, I vacuumed all of the dirt and wiped down the surfaces with a spray-on wax to give it some protection in case water gets into the cab. I flattened the back of the cab by removing the jack support, which stuck out. This came off very quickly with a grinder, even though it was a little bit awkward to cut. The last thing I did was mount the solar panel to my Rhino racks. To do this, I used 3mm angled aluminium from Bunnings. I decided to use this because it is about $10 a meter, so overall I probably only spent around $4 making these brackets. Keep in mind you could probably get away with using 1.6mm thick aluminium, but I decided to go just a little bit thicker just for some extra strength, given it will be used in harsh conditions and will be there for a long period of time. I chose aluminium mostly due to the fact that it won't rust like steel will and should last a little bit longer. Thread locker will be used on every bolt once everything is in place and once all my final wiring is complete. I'm interested to see how the hard mounted solar panel will go, keeping the 100 amp hour lithium battery topped up, as there is a lot of debate around the topic of portable solar panels versus hard mounted solar panels. With the efficiency of the lithium battery, I am expecting that the solar panel will receive enough light during the day to power the battery, but only time and testing will tell. So guys, it's a very, very hot day today, but we got there and I got everything done that I wanted to get done. So I'm going to show you what it looks like in the back here, and excuse the sweat pouring off me, but I'm just going to show you where we're up to and kind of what we need to do in our next episode, which will be coming out very shortly. I'm trying to do Sunday, Wednesday for a little bit until this thing is done. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. But let me just show you the back here so you kind of get a visual for what we're looking at. So as you can see, we've got the all back here has been removed, so it's pretty much flat. I did grind that off. You would have seen the video of that. And I did also remove some of the child restraints here as well. Don't need those. So these are actually, I decided to keep these in here because they will make an excellent mounting point for a nice flat bench here, where I'll be able to keep everything and I'll be able to flatten out this whole area here. I'm thinking that's going to be the way to go. Also, I grinded that off, as I said, just to make sure that that's going to be nice and straight down, so I can put a little bit of a headboard along here. So I think that will work out quite well, and there should still be enough space for wiring to go through in the back of the headboard. And at the moment, I'm pretty happy with how everything has been going. I see a lot of bolts and a lot of mounting points that I can put things if I want to. And some of the ideas are really starting to come to me. In terms of how I'm going to actually fit out the rear of the cab. But at the moment it's looking pretty good, guys. I'm pretty happy with it. We'll go up and have a look at the solar panel now, but at the moment very happy with how everything is looking. Nice blank canvas. We're all ready to go for the wiring, which will be our next episode. So let's have a look at the solar panels and see what we are looking at here. So I'll just start on the driver's side here, and you would have seen that I made up these brackets here, and these brackets were took a lot longer to make than I had expected. As you can see, a bit of trial and error. They're not pretty, but they will do the job, and that thing is not moving, and that's only hand tight. So I will be increasing the torque on these and also putting some Loctite thread locker on there as well. So that's one side there, that's the other side here, and you see that the wires I've decided to put in the back here, they haven't been routed through yet. They're just on the side here, just ready to be put in to the cabin. Haven't decided how I'm going to do that yet. That's next episode's job. So yeah, that's one side there. And here is the other side here. So as you can see, we've got the bracket here, and also again how we mounted it, the bracket is there as well. So all ready to go for tomorrow's electrical, I guess, attempt. So we'll see how that goes. I've got a pile of stuff here. Got some new tools and some new sockets just to make today's job easier, which it did. And also got some other things are just thrown around the place because when you're in the middle of a project, there's no real way to make it look pretty, unfortunately. But that's okay. When we're done, we'll tidy it all up. And yeah, but so far, guys, I'm actually really happy with how this has turned out. Very strong, very sturdy, and the back here is looking lovely and clean. Okay, nice blank canvas. So I'm going to leave it there for today. Our next upload will be on Wednesday. So this will come out on Sunday. So stay tuned for Wednesday, where we will do all the electrical stuff and see if we can get that lithium battery charged up. I will show you as well while I'm here. I might as well show you the lithium battery. So let me just move some things around. So here is the lithium battery here, and I will talk later on about the company who supplied it, and we'll go through a little bit of a rundown and about the quality of it, and we'll talk about how it runs as well long term, because that's the whole point, is that, you know, we buy lithium batteries and we buy these solar panels, and it's all well and good for them to be, you know, budget conscious, but do they actually work over a long period of time? So guys, I've talked a little bit more than I would have liked. I didn't really get to document much of today's video in terms of talking to you guys and talking to the camera face to face. So I hope I've narrated this and given you a little bit of background as to what's happening. But yeah, and some of you guys may wonder, why did I choose to do a rear cab fit out instead of doing the tray? And it's very simple. It's because I like to use the tray, and the tray I use for many things: gardening, moving supplies, heaps of stuff. So I can't really afford to occupy that tray with with drawers and with a fridge and all that sort of stuff. And I don't really feel like taking stuff in and out every time I want to have a trip, or every time I just want to go away for a night, or just go away for a day even. I want to have my stuff with me all the time, so it's always ready to go. So if that was one of the questions that you had, there you go, I answered that one for you already. But yeah, guys, tomorrow we're going to be getting stuck into all of the electrical stuff. And yeah, and that's pretty much it, guys. So thank you for joining me today. Hopefully you kind of like the 2.0 version of the Navara build, and hopefully we can actually get it all up and running in the end, and it will look all good. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.